Alright, how's it going, guys? For any of you that pay attention to Discord, you'll know that today is Tuesday, and I am a bit under the weather and not streaming, so if I have to clear my throat a little bit, I will try to mute. I've got a sore throat, but I wanted to get this done. As you can see, we are having major issues with iron throughput, and we are also only making enough yellow science to run one because this thing is slow, and we're almost full up on power usage, so we need to deal with that as well. But I want to first try to deal with the iron issue. I did remake steel in a different way, which is running very well. I've got 76 steel on me, and it's already made another 9. There's 900 iron sitting here. I could up it a lot more if I needed to, but I don't need that much steel right now. I probably will end up making a different system in a bit, but I think what I've decided I'm going to do is we have copper up here above the iron, and I think I'm going to move that. Okay, this is a problem when I get stuck in here. I think I'm going to move the copper down to this area where I have all this emptiness, and then it's not going to have to cross over the iron there, and that'll give me more room to put iron in up here. I may end up moving the tin down as well, but I'm not sure about that yet. Because if you remember correctly, we are supposed to be working on getting solder made, lead processing put in. We also now have unlocked advanced bronze smelting, so we can do that, which is going to be a copper alloy with tin. So we need to put that in somewhere. So I may need some of this area for this. I do know from me playing this previously that I'm going to need a ton more area than what I have here. Eventually we're going to have like off sites, probably over here somewhere, or start filling in some of this water, or down in here, or over here, or whatever, where all of the processing is going to be. But I'm trying to stick in this one little area for the moment. I don't want to spread out too far, but you will notice I just had to take out another miner from here. We are whittling this down ever so slowly. I have put 3 up here to get that little bit that's up there. I do still have this little area here that's not covered that I'll have to deal with. And when this gets done, we're going to have this whole area we can do more smelting in as well. So I'm going to go ahead and start my changeover, and I will bring you back and show you what I did. Before I do so, though, between episodes, I did decide we didn't have enough circuit production because I was not getting any of the inserters done up here. So I upped circuit production. Basically, I just have an extra one of these going to 2 for each one. And then each one of these has 2 inserters bringing copper coils in. which are being made over here. When we're keeping up with circuit production, when it was catching up, this was actually able to run pretty well. So I'm probably going to copy this somewhere else at some point, because we're going to have to do a whole lot more of these, I'm sure. But for right now, it's working, and our main issue is iron. So, as I said, I'm going to pause the recording here for a second, start changing all this over, and I'll bring you back in a minute. Alright, I'm in the middle of setting up this copper, and I just noticed something I wanted to give a shot. I noticed on these casting machines that they have a output. There's one output and 3 inputs. So I'm wondering if I can stagger them like that, or what I'm thinking now is, what if I do this, and oh no, that probably wouldn't work. I'm just thinking here, if I put that like that, and then, okay, so that would be the output, and then that could be an input, that could be an input. I don't know if the pipe is actually needed. Let's give this a shot and see if it'll actually go from one to another like that. We're going to have to run some power down here, which our closest power is actually right here. Okay, so that powers everything. We need to get steam down here for our inserters. We're going to have to put that there. Means we're going to do this over like that, and that like that, and that should give us our steam down here. We just need to connect all of that, and I have some extra carbon. We'll just throw that in for the moment, since we're just kind of testing here. And yes, for the copper, I'm going to leave it the old way of only 1 induction per. Alright, so that's full at 80, and that is not getting any from it. So I'm not real sure what the output arrow is on the smelter. I don't know what it's for, because it's obviously not putting any extra out there, because that's full, and it's not going into there. Because that's the in, and that's the in from there, and where is the... Did I not do this right? Yeah, that should be exactly the way it should be. If it would get it, and it's not getting it. Okay. So, back to my redo. I'll be back with you in a minute. Alright, so the copper's done. This is what I ended up going with. We got 2 lines coming out of here, which I will end up running along over here. But I'm not in a big hurry to get the copper ran up there because we still have this box here with tons in it. I just wanted to get the copper out of there for the moment. So now we're going to work on getting the iron fixed, and I figured why not actually show you guys what I'm doing here, since this is a newer concept for me, since this is the old way that oops, I need that. The old way that Ultima had originally started doing this. I'm just kind of copying his work at this point. And so now we're going to try doing it a whole new way. So, first thing, which by the way, you see the iron, yeah, that's going to be a new issue we're going to have to deal with. Is we are now not getting the same throughput of iron, because since I upgraded the iron output from the storehouse over there, we're actually now not putting out as much iron from here as what we're pulling from here and using. So I had like, I think 6,000 iron ore in here stored up, and now we're kind of low, as in we have none. So that's going to be our next video, is we need to get that figured out so we can get more iron production coming in, which I do believe from looking at the crushers here, I can make them a little bit more efficient. These two keep stopping. There are filtered mini loaders that I can use that would only take out a specific thing, so I could have like the crushed come out on one side, the crushed stone on one side, the crushed ore in the middle, and then I wouldn't have so much crushed stone having to be filtered out. That's one thing I may do to make this better, or I may stick with this kind of setup but split it into 2 lines. Instead of having 6 of them, just have 4 of them on this main line and then put 4 more somewhere else, which will probably be over in this area. So yeah, but anyways, let's get started on this first. So I should have wasted enough time running my yapper that all of the iron has gotten out of these blast furnaces, and all of them out of there. That way I don't have a whole bunch of iron ingots and fluid iron stuck there. If it's in those, I'm not too worried about it. By the way, research right now, I've just been working on basic movement speed, and there was, the last one I did was, actually don't know what it was. It was one of the character upgrade things. There it is, crafting speed. So crafting speed, movement speed, that's what I've been working on currently. I'm going to go ahead and do the boiler number 2, and then we're going to do the steam engine number 2, and we'll see if we can upgrade these. I did craft a extra set of boiler and engines, which I'm going to go ahead and get put in now so I don't forget. Because I actually had forgotten to do so. I need to make a burner inserter. And there we go, and that'll help give us a bit more power if, you know, I actually connect the water pipe. Alright, so let's get a look at how we're going to do this. So with the new way that I've decided to try, we're going to do 2 blast furnaces, spread them out just a little bit, and we're going to need to bring this across here. We'll probably do a 3rd blast furnace for steel, but I haven't decided if I'm going to or not yet. Alright, so we need that there, and that's going to give me room for 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so it's only 5 tiles, so let's actually let's reconnect this there. That should give us power over there. So let's use a chute for the output. I may have to upgrade this to a different color. Use the yellow, which I still have not gotten the stuff done for that yet to make them, because I ran into this issue. The one thing you gotta love about Factorio, everything changes all the time unless you actually have a decent memory, which anybody that knows me well will know that is not my strong suit. Alright, we're going to cut that for just a minute. And then 1, 2, 3 of them there. And 1, 2, 3 of them there. This is going to be iron. This is going to be molten iron, which we can copy over. This will be iron, which we can then copy to each one of these. And then we need to run our pipe along there, our pipe along there. We're going to do the same thing with the chutes, which I just realized I used the wrong chute on that one because that's not the powered one. So we may have to take that out and put in the, because I'm using the chute on that one instead of the mini loader. We may have to fix that. Don't know if I'm going to have enough room. Let's see, if I do this one over to here and up, I can do this one over to there and up, and then that one up like that. And I can combine those, and that'll give me 3 lanes of copper coming out of there, somewhat mixed together in a decent way. I'm still not good at doing balancers and stuff, so I'm sure there's a better way of balancing that. I think you might actually have to do 4. I don't know if there's a way to perfectly balance 3. And then we'll just do the same thing here, running each of these up. And then that'll give me 3 lanes out of both of those, which we will end up taking at least 1 lane from one of them and running them to steel. Take out all of this. And I think I can kind of leave that steel sitting there other than the smelter, or the caster. Get rid of all this stuff though. And then we'll have to deal with the power. But let's go ahead for right now and get some power into here so everything can be happy with their juice. I'm also going to be automating making the electric poles soon because I need a lot of them. I'm getting tired of crafting them in my inventory. Alright, so now we're going to do 3 of those, 3 of them, and that'll be all we need for inserters, other than the inserters going in here. So we can now run that down and into there. This one's not needed anymore. We can run that down and into there. And how in the... I think we'll just do it like that, because that's going to be the end of that line. Now everything has power except for that. So now we just got to put some carbon in here and let it get started, and we'll see how this works. Yeah, we definitely need to change that mini loader out, because that is definitely not going fast enough. There we go. That's gonna dump way faster. And now everything can get started. This thing is working. We actually need more input here, which isn't a problem. We can put another inserter there. It's still not quite enough. Alright. Well, we got another one. We'll put another one on there. And let's see. We want to do steam engine next. So, is that keeping up now? Yes, that's keeping up. Perfect. And the output is getting dumped before the next. This is just a tick behind. But it looks like it's keeping up well. And then these should be all pretty decent. Alright, so I think that is a pretty daggone good setup right there. Run 1 blast furnace, runs 2 induction, which runs 6 casting. That'll definitely get our iron production up nicely. I'm going to go ahead and obviously this one's going to have to move. But I'm going to go ahead and put in another one of these systems here. Basically, I'm just going to take a blueprint and copy that. and then paste it probably right there once I get this out of here. And we need to reconnect this steam pipe. Which won't be difficult to do. We need to move that. And we'll put it right there. And then we can move this over out of the way. And that'll actually be right where we need it to connect the other inserters up. We might actually be able to remove that. Yeah, connect it right up there. So, why are you not getting steam? You're connected to there. And, oh, there's no pipe there. Okay, we need to move this all down. I'm trying to connect the steam pipe to a daggone mini loader. That's not going to do any good now, is it? Alright, so we'll just do this. And obviously that's going to change once we put in the other set, but there we go. So I'm going to go ahead and take that blueprint I just made, and we're going to copy and paste this right into there. And I'm going to work on getting this all... Oops, that's the wrong one. Yeah, this one here, we want to delete, because that's the old one. This is the new one. This is the one we want. So I'll go ahead and put that right there. And we'll have to change out that pole location, but that won't be a problem. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get this all set up, and I will be back with you next time when we will probably be trying to figure out where we're going to get more iron from and changing over this system and seeing how we can make it a bit more efficient. I do want to look at the boilers real quick. So boiler 2 is going to use the original boiler, some steel pipes, and some steel plates, where the old one was just iron pipes and stone furnaces. The engines we don't have yet, but once I get the steel production in and running again, we can go ahead and start getting that changed over for all of these. We're only running at about 3/4 power right now, so not horrible, but if I'm going to put in a whole nother one of those systems, that is definitely going to change soon. And the fact that our copper is probably not running, I also need to run the carbon up and into this one and down and into that one, but that's pretty self-explanatory how that'll get done. So I hope you guys enjoyed this extra long one for me working on getting that set up. Now it looks like we're doing good on coal, and I really hope we can get this iron issue worked out in the next few episodes, because we really need to get to lead and get started on that, especially since I was looking at the map the other day, and that is oil sands. The only saffrite I see is down here, which is right near this. There's another one way over here which we haven't even explored into, and that's the only two iron that I see if we don't use the stearite. There is this antitate. I do believe that also gives iron. So we may need to set up some different mining places. Like we can make saphirite run longer if we put crushed juvelite and mineral catalyst in it, but that's going to take advanced ore refining 1, which we haven't done yet. We don't even have unlocked where we can yet because that's a red one. Let's back up here so we can. So there's crushed cryotinium, which looks like it gives copper and iron, so we'd rather not do that. Stearite is copper and iron. Juvelite is iron and copper, so if we can find some Giveltite, or however you pronounce that, we can use it. I don't see the... Eventually we can do this, which we actually have able to be researched. That's using ferrous mixture, adamantite, and there's that pink one I was looking for. So that one can be put into crushed stannite, which would be tin. We can put those 3 together and make phosphic, which would be phosphorus. And we can put those 3 together and get iron. Ferrous mixture is saphirite, givatite, and rubitite, which will give us the ferrous mixture that we would then need to mix with adamantite and antitite. So we'll have to look at that. I think what we're probably going to want to do is mine this givatite and start processing that. We do have one there. Is that the only one we have? Yeah, it looks like it. So we're going to have to figure out what we're going to do about iron. We might just have to set up a bunch of warehouses for copper. If I remember correctly, there are some alloys we can get into that might be able to lower our iron production. We can use other stuff eventually instead of iron. We'll see about that. But anyways, I'll stop rambling and let you guys go for today. Have a good one, and I will see you next time.